Well, hello my baby gorillas, and I thought I would just talk a wee bit today about Count Dankula and Count Dankula joining the Scottish Libertarian Party. Now, he's done this a few weeks ago, and possibly maybe a month or so ago, and he has joined the Scottish Libertarian Party. He made a massive impact when he joined UKIP. There was a lot of enthusiasm for him actually joining UKIP, and he actually increased the membership. Count Dankula came on, and then Paul Joseph Watson, Sargon of Akkad, and it really increased the momentum until it really got killed by the NEC, I think it was, or whatever the commission was within UKIP, and they stopped Jerry Baiton, and they really destroyed UKIP. And now he's joined the Scottish Libertarian Party, which for his politics, and I understand his politics very well, being a libertarian himself, it's a brilliant fit. And what is going to happen, what's happened now that he's actually joined the Scottish Libertarian Party, is that more people are now actually leaving the Scottish National Party, because obviously the Scottish National Party want to change being ruled by Westminster to being ruled by Brussels, 20 unelected commissioners. So they're not really a nationalist party, they are sort of a globalist party. They're not interested in nationalism, whereas the Scottish Libertarian Party believe in an independent Scotland, a truly independent Scotland out with the EU. So that's a big, so people are now starting to see this and leave the SNP. So the SNP membership is starting to go down, and the Scottish Libertarian Party is starting to rise, a bit like what's happening with Nigel Farage's new Reform Party. So both the Reform Party and the Scottish Libertarian Party are starting to go up. Partly the Count Dankula effect. He was a wee bit he did a video on it, but he was a wee bit sort of muted on it. I would have liked to have seen him a wee bit more enthusiastic. Thomas Laird, who is the chairman for the Scottish Libertarian Party, has managed to pull off a coup where he's actually managed to get Count Dankula on board. And for Count Dankula, it's a perfect ideological fit for him. A lot of the issues that he talks about, such as freedom of speech, the Scottish Libertarian Party advocates for freedom of speech. And then we've got Hamza Useless, who is trying to destroy freedom of speech and put people in jail for up to 7 years. And that committee that was scrutinising that bill, it was absolutely, they looked like they were falling asleep. The committee, they didn't look like they were holding Hamza Useless to account, which is quite an incredible thing. I mean, for such absolutely the most disgusting bill that I've ever seen go past in the Scottish Parliament, such an authoritarian bill from a person who's a member of the child rapist death cult. Incredible that the Conservatives, I don't know what the Conservative Party are conserving. It must be Marxism now, because they don't seem to be conserving anything about the British identity or the entrepreneurial identity. All of that seems to be going out the window for the actual underlying globalist agenda. So thousands of people are now leaving because of, obviously, the SNP, as Nicola Sturgeon said, they're a fake nationalist party. They're basically an Islamo-Marxist globalist party, are now leaving to join the Scottish Libertarian Party, which is a proper independence party, unlike the SNP. So, I mean, it's massive. The Count Dankula effect. Count Dankula is like the Italian comedian Beppe Grillo. And he's done the same thing as Beppe did to Five Star in America, a comedian who has been persecuted by the SNP for freedom of speech, for telling a joke, is now not only helped revive UKIP until it was actually throttled. UKIP was throttled by its own committee and is now a political irrelevance. And the people in UKIP might as well join Nigel's Reform Party, because it's the UKIP's now a political dead duck. And He's now joined the Scottish Libertarian Party, which I was very, as I've already told you, I was very much involved with. And they've now got to a stage where they're actually building up and building up. They started with 12 votes. My friend was the first person he wasn't political, but I managed to cajole him into standing. He got 12 votes. Now they're getting hundreds. Now apparently thousands of people are leaving the SNP to join the Scottish Libertarian Party as the actual proper independence party, rather than the fake one like the SNP. So everybody's now jumping ship because they see what the Scottish National Party actually are, just a globalist party, a globalist shell party, and a fake nationalist party, and an Islamo-Marxist party that is increasingly authoritarian. So everybody's wanting to go to the Scottish Libertarian Party, who are a proper independence party, and believe in freedom of speech and freedom for the individual. I would never have thought that you would vote for a Scottish National Party that would reduce your rights in Scotland. I mean, it's quite incredible, absolutely bamboozling that a Scottish National Party would be worse than other parties. I thought the Scottish Labour Party were bad, but I mean, these guys are now starting to take the biscuit. So we've got the rise just now of the Scottish National Party, who believe in independence, and the Reform Party in Scotland. So both of those are on the rise as the other major parties are starting to dwindle, and they're starting to go down. All authoritarian parties, apart from potentially the Greens, although they're just maybe libertarian Marxists, but I mean they're very, very, very far left. And Boris is now stolen the march on the Green Party because he's now incorporated all of the Green agenda into the Conservative Party, which is basically will denude the Green Party of any Green credentials, and they'll be seen to be just the underlying Marxist party they actually are, and effectively castrate the Greens as just an extremist Marxist party, extreme left. So huge news, huge news. And we've got this new, well, I'm not even going to talk about that, the lockdown or anything like that, or what's going on in America. So we're now getting censored on the social media. Now they're actually threatening to take down your full internet, your full website. So you might have had thousands of clients and etc. So now you can't even trust the American government in actually running a fair and equitable domain for the internet. So Britain might have to look at developing another internet, a secondary internet. If they're going to take out, they're taking out individuals just now, and they're taking out businesses. If they're going to start to take out businesses in other countries, then Britain will have to look, and Nigel Farage will have to look at setting up an alternative internet, and underneath that, websites and domains, ICANN numbers. So, I mean, that's absolutely disgraceful. How disgusting, how authoritarian are we going to get? These guys are really, really nasty pieces of work. And I'll go in to talk about the Labour Party in a second, the civil war in the Labour Party. But Count Dankula's done it again. I mean, he's really a massive political influence for some guy who just told a joke. Very intelligent guy as well. I mean, he's got that Badlands series that's doing fantastically well. He's a fantastic comedian. I'll get some links to his stand-up material. He's probably the second best comedian behind Kevin Bridges in Scotland just now for stand-up. I mean, he's massive stand-up comedy as well, doing brilliantly well. He's had a heavy influence in politics, from UKIP and the revival of UKIP, now to massive thousands of people joining and paying money into the Scottish Libertarian Party, that's now growing exponentially because Count Dankula has actually joined. I think he has to do more to publicise the Scottish Libertarian Party, though, now that he's actually joined. He has to publicise it more. And only by publicising it more will the Scottish, or will the full effect of the Scottish, his influence in joining the Scottish Libertarian actually take effect. So that would be absolutely huge for him to actually do that. massive for him to do more to actually change the way that the Scottish politics actually works just now. So we've got the rise of the Scottish Libertarian Party and the rise of the Reform Party. And as I said, people are starting to jump ship from the Scottish National Party because they don't see it as they see it like a fake national party. They don't see it as an actual national party. Nicola Sturgeon said as much as well. I mean, it's getting really bad actually watching. It's getting painful watching her. I think our support is going to go down. I don't know if the Scottish Libertarian Party will get a seat this time. I don't know how many candidates they're going to be able to put out, but certainly more and more people are leaving the fake nationalists and joining the Scottish Libertarian because they believe in libertarianism or the empowerment of the individual and not the empowerment of the state. And they believe in helping businesses and things like that as well. So that by reducing regulation, so that's massive as well. Nicola Sturgeon will, by the time of the election next May, will have destroyed the economy. And I believe they're trying to put through. And the transfer of wealth to the 1% as well, by destroying the small and medium-sized enterprises. Is unbelievable for a virus that kills, I think, 1% people over the actual life expectancy rate. I mean, it's absolutely crazy that they've done this. Crazy. And she won't be forgiven. I think she won't be forgiven for actually doing this. Very serious, guys, just now. I know it's all hurting everybody here.